Then we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everything's fine. Just to check, can you hear me? If you can't hear me, let me know. Also, I've just realised I need to turn the light on. There'll be 1 second. But I'm going to keep on talking in the meantime. Boom, the light's on. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about Leeds United's chase, hunt, whatever you want to call it, for Muharemovic. This being Tarik Muharemović, who is a Bosnian centre-back that is currently at Sassuolo. But it's looking more and more likely that he is going to find a move in the coming couple of months in terms of the transfer window at the very least, but it seems increasingly likely that it's going to be more than the next couple of months. It's going to be the next couple of weeks. So, in the stream, I'm going to discuss everything around Tarik Muharemovic, what's been happening yesterday in terms of updates around it, the sort of news that we got from the big man, the man with all the information from various agents around the world being Fabrizio Romano, and ultimately we're going to get a sort of idea of what's going on with the situation, and it's going to be lovely. And then at the end of the stream, which is not going to be super long, it did go through. Thank you very much, Malcolm Mudd. That was a fun hiccup. Then at the end of the stream, I'm going to, because I finally forced him, tooth and nail. We had a fist fight and everything, and that's why I look all... Ooh, that's why I don't look bruised, because I'm a big, strong boy. But the Leeds lens, he lost that fight, and that's why his redirects are now set up. So you'll be redirected over to him at the end of the stream, and we'll work out what we're going to be shouting in his general direction when we get towards being done, I think. So, to begin with, I'll have a quick skim through the comments, see what you guys are talking about. Baby things happening when we're at the stage. Our euphemism was our baby was downloading software. Yeah, it tends to be a case of she will conk out for a nap, and then the energy is like, hello, we're online again. And at that point, it's survive a couple of hours, and then she'll nap again. And then survive a couple of hours, and then she'll nap again. And then survive another couple of hours, and she'll nap again, and then sleep. And then the cycle begins all over again. It's great, I love it. Muharemovic is likely to be expensive because of Juventus' sell-on percentage. That said, a left-footed left centre-back is very much on our shopping list. It is. Hello, Hannah Bone. I've already said hello to Malcolm. Slink, I will discuss that as we go through the story, but it's fairly interesting. While this would be fabulous, we need another left-footed centre-back / left-back. Yes, we do. I think Muharemovic is fairly two-footed, which is an interesting one, and it says something about what our sort of direction is going to be going forwards, but I'll cover that one. Must have a plan for Europe within the next few years with the players choosing us over guaranteed European clubs. I don't know if we're guaranteed, but we'll see. You think we're heading for a back four? I think we're heading to have the back four as an option. So, to begin with, the main bit of news on this thing. If I can have a quick look. Wherever this was, there we go. Mr. Fabrizio Romano, who did an update. And it's always interesting when he does an update, because Romano does updates on many things, and then sometimes he deigns Leeds United with remembering that we exist. Specifically saying, more on Tarik Muharemovic and Leeds United exclusive story from Saturday. This says that either his agent is leaking the fact that Leeds United are very, very involved, because that's the way that Romano gets the majority of his stories, or it says that Leeds United are leaking this. Now, as we understand of the way that Leeds United tend to do our business, there's not a chance in hell, in my opinion, that we will have been the ones that have leaked this. So it says that, at the very least, his agent is putting it out there that Leeds are in the race, and there's 2 other clubs, but Leeds are firmly in the race, and there's 2 other clubs. So the sort of underlying feeling behind that one for me is that Leeds is maybe the preference at the moment of destination, with the other clubs being a sort of either bargaining chip or alternative option in the event that Leeds doesn't pay out for him. But that's the general feeling for me. It is also said that Leeds presented a verbal contract proposal to the defender, which is very good, which says that we've got our numbers in order. It says, okay, you'll be here for this long. Bonuses include this. This will be the rough sort of wage, which is not a bad shout at all. It means we're in the right place going forwards. And we are pushing to close the deal next week, which is very nice. And it's especially nice that it's followed by the fact that Leeds are confident to get it done, which is good, because a lot of the time when Leeds are in a position where we're like, well, we might be able to, we might not, that line that so many people hate comes out. The line of, it'll be difficult. Which is the one that so many people use as evidence that, oh, well, Leeds aren't really trying, they're just saying that things are hard, and then when things don't happen, then they're blaming the fact that it's hard and all this kind of bollocks. And it's like, no, we're being honest with ourselves. If a move is difficult, a move is difficult, but then when we're being briefed that we are confident, I get the feeling that the move is going to be happening. The two clubs that are involved, with the mention of two more clubs involved, are set to be Bournemouth and set to be Sunderland, which is completely fine and understandable, to be honest. I don't mind that too much. They are clubs with European football, but then again, they're also clubs that I think Sunderland will potentially struggle next season because of the increasing budget constraints. I don't know if they've got enough of a foundation for European football. It's complicated. And then talks to follow with Sassuolo. There is another little bit of an additional bit of news that I can't remember what the source was, and I've lost the link, but you're going to have to trust me on this, that I have read this. And it was a source stating that Juventus are more interested in the idea of getting 20 million euros from his sale than spending 40 million euros and getting 20 back. They would more enjoy getting the cash so they're a little bit more flexible than getting Muharemovic back, which, in my opinion, from what I've heard, takes Juventus out of the race for him. This could always change, and again, I can't quite remember what the source was. I remember thinking, that's very interesting. It's a fairly decent source as well. I just can't remember the name. I'm very, very sorry, but it's a bit of a complicated one. I think Juve are out of it. They're gone from the conversation, in my personal opinion, with the main opposition to Leeds United at the moment now being Sunderland, Bournemouth, which I think is a good position for us to be in because we are able to present a little bit more of a... I think the package that we're able to present to prospective players is far more positive than the package that is able to be presented by other clubs. The way that we're able to go, look, we've got 37,000 people every single week. In addition to that, that is expanding to 50-something thousand in the long term, which is absolutely massive. And in addition to that, we have this backing. We have massive NFL side, one of the most, well, I would say historic, but you can't really say historic for NFL. It's all about 7 years old. But we have one of the bigger NFL sides on our side. We have billionaires backing it up. We have a complete regeneration of the area around the stadium. You can be part of one of the club's most invigorating periods. And I think that is going to be something that is very tempting to a player like Muharemovic, who is approaching the stage in his career where he's like, yeah, I want to be regularly starting games of football and I want to be at the top of my game and I want to sort of stamp my authority on a club in a way that also draws attention for my international career, which is something that Muharemovic absolutely can do and will not be a problem for him. So that's why I have a feeling that coming to Leeds is going to be one that makes a hell of a lot of sense for him. There is a bit of a concern that a lot of people have, and it's one that is understandable. And it's the fact that, if I remember rightly, Muharemovic... Yes. No. Never mind. I've been confused. Yeah, I've confused myself by comparing him with Elvedi. But he does sort of perfectly suit. It's already been a day. He does perfectly suit the sort of style of play that we're looking at. So if I again whip us over to monitor 2, here we go. I'm hiding Sassuolo because Sassuolo, they ain't got no value anymore. I'll just put this here. There we go. He's a Leeds player now. Ha 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 ha. But 23 years old, which is younger than the sort of profile that we were looking at last year, but that makes a hell of a lot of sense in my opinion because we're looking to sort of reinvigorate the squad a little bit. From Ljubljana, is that Slovenia? That's Slovenia, which, again, you got a nice little link going on with Jakobiel, but citizen of Bosnia and Herzegovina. All of this is the sort of side information. It's the less important stuff. The more important thing is, 1, size. 1.92 metres, 6'3", 6'4", massive, big lad. Suits what we have in terms of profile of squad. Genuinely fantastic. Centre back, also. Very, very good. Very, very interesting. In terms of amount of football played. Very consistent player for the Bosnia side, which, admittedly, the only reason that he didn't have 100% of minutes in the starting 11 was this red card. But that's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to get sent off. It's normal. It's fine. Whatever. But importantly, the most important part of the situation is he's left-footed. Look at that. Oh, delicious left-footed footballer. That means that we've got someone that can play out whilst being sort of two-footed, get us onto that left flank, which means that Gabby Goodmanson can do his thing. Also, very, very good ball player, which means that he can ideally also do the Joe Rodon thing if we're playing with a back three of just fly up the left flank. Love it. Fantastic. Very, very happy. Yes. Anyway, yeah, Hannah, you can probably tell that I was being very careful when I was checking the flag, because when it comes to the Balkans, you don't want to get country names wrong. If the moment you get Balkan country names wrong, it tends to get a little bit uncivil, is the way that I'm going to phrase that one, I think. Yeah, that feels like the safest phrasing. Anyway, back into the comments, just for an idea of what people are saying. Sunderland always nick players that we try and get last season. Yes, but they've not done it yet this season. I think that's more a sign of the sort of level that our two clubs are at. We were both looking for players that are potentially going to head over to get some Premier League football, but weren't able to get into the higher level sides, which thankfully both of our clubs survived, which is genuinely a good thing. I think it means that things are a little bit more loosey-goosey next season, and there's no clubs that are 100% certain of survival, which is good. It's not just going to be 3 up, 3 down. That's boring, but we've gotten rid of that. But that's probably why we kept stealing each other's targets. Yakabil works better in a 3, though possibly we need general flexibility. Yes, which is why I don't really mind the move for like a Wilson and potentially a Brandt, because they can both play wide and they can both play central. So in the event that we are able to genuinely present 3 players behind a centre forward, which we couldn't do last season because we didn't have the players for it, we've got the flexibility to go into 4 at the back, which is absolutely fantastic. I like that. Like with the Southampton thing, it's not as leaking at Shea Charles as in the Shea Charles case. It's definitely Southampton. It probably is, to be fair. This feels like it's one of Sassuolo or Muharemovic that's doing the leaking, but as long as the information's out there, I don't mind it before. It's fine. Will I be doing an all-day live stream? Final day of the transfer window, like last night, was a very good stream last time. Oh, thank you. I will have a look. Transfer window closing date. If it's a Monday, I might struggle. No, I won't struggle because it closes at 5 PM, which is wonderful. Shit. No, it doesn't. It returns to a later deadline. But that's on Tuesday, the 1st of September. Tuesday, the 1st of September at 11 PM. Right, on Tuesday, the 1st of September, book me in for a deadline day live stream. I'm saying that now. Someone is going to have to shout at me. That happens. If it doesn't happen, it's because I got EP. But that's fine. It'll work out. Whatever. It's all good. Afternoon, Joe. Smash a like and subscribe. Indeed, if you haven't popped a like on the stream, please do so. That'd be massively appreciated. Because you know what? You got to ask, otherwise people don't do it. I've completely lost myself. Hello, Joe. Rare chance to join a live stream with you. Thank you. Could be a big week by all reports. Yes, things are looking good on the Charles front. Things are looking positive on the Muharemovic front. I'll discuss Charles in a minute, but we'll get to that. It's something off of Jer that... Also, watch Jer's video. The part of the reason that I delayed was not just the baby things, but in the background I was like, oh, cool, I'll throw in my daily watching of the Leeds View, because it's an incredibly useful and positive source of news and information. I like it. Still got a bad feeling about Muharemovic, says the Leeds Lens. Hello there. Enjoy your stream and enjoy the people that I'm going to be throwing in your general direction, because he did it. And remember, we definitely had that fist fight where I won, and that's why you changed things, and that's what I'm going to go with. Someone born with interest worries me. Leeds have to wrap it up quick. There's always going to be multiple clubs of interest, but because this is where a politics degree comes in handy, but following the sort of route of what the information is and how it's come out, it all feels like it's gone via Romano, which says that it's from probably an agent, maybe Sassuolo, but I would assume the agent. And it's always specifically named Leeds United, which has always said to me that, well, if you're naming Leeds as the very, very interested, they're trying to build up that hype and tension and trying to get fans to want it, which means that, from my perspective at the very least, that says that there is interest on the part of Tarik Muharemovic to go to Leeds United, and then the other 2 are sort of backup options that he's using to encourage that move and get things moving a little bit more quickly. which is clever from his side, which is sort of annoying from Leeds fan side, but that's basically fine, to be honest with you. Ljubljana is such a beautiful city. All of Slovenia is gorgeous. It is, and come on, you can't go Joe Laughface. You know what I say is true when it comes to the Balkans. Don't confuse the Balkans, because then the Balkans will come and confuse you with hammers. Uh, can we just give up on Shay now, please? No, I don't think so, because things are looking very, very promising. Things seem to be on the verge of being done. I will potentially do a video on that one later if news emerges. I'm only doing a stream very early today because I've got 7 aside later on. But in the event that the Shay Charles thing does get done, then I will be absolutely 1000% putting something out later that there are signs of that going on. Because, it's a very, very positive set of signs on Shay Charles. Has he played in back three before? I believe Bosnia might have played in a back three. I'll check his FB ref, though. But I think that's how Bosnia played. In my head, I've just got the "I'm from Bosnia" song, just on repeat. I'm from Bosnia, take me to America. Okay, so Bosnia played back four by the looks of it. Sassuolo being Italian, I thought would have played in a back three a little bit more. But then again, it's way easier to play in a back three than a back four. No, it looks like Sassuolo played primarily in a four last season, unless I've just picked out the wrong examples. Which is always probably the case. Like, you guys know I can be dumb sometimes. No, it looks very, very back four. If I got the season before this, has Muharemovic played in a back three this season? Not particularly, no. But it'll be fine. He can adapt, because adaptability is very, very, very good. Sunderland Pip leads, they can offer European nights. Yes, but I don't think they can offer great European nights is my main concern, because I think they're in a position where their budget and everything will become more and more constrained because of the situation that they are in, which is they got to play European football but are still struggling with the sort of 3 rolling seasons of SCR. Back 3 or 5 against USA. Thank you very much, Aina. Was that the match he was banned for, though? Yeah, because he didn't play against the US. That's fine. Whatever. But yeah, I think Sunderland, yes, they can say, look, we've got European football. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're in a stronger position than us, because they are financially a little bit hamstrung by the various situations going on. I think this is one player Leeds need to buy. It's one player I hope that we buy. That would be a very, very positive early addition to the squad. That would be very, very nice. 11 PM finish for the window. Yes, that is now the plan for a stream. Should be quite good. Romano driving up competition as usual. Can't see 35 million, but we need a left foot centre back. I can see it being... I think 30 maybe is a shout. I don't see it being 35. The whole story of the history of the former Yugoslavia is both mad and fascinating. Yes, there is a podcast I listen to when it comes to history stuff that I am waiting to do a series on Yugoslavia, because that's going to be fantastic. Can't be the only one that can't bear the stirrer, Romano. Yeah, I think Fabrizio Romano is a... I'm trying to find the nice word, but I don't have nice words for him. The nice way of putting it is parasite. That's not particularly nice. He's an opportunistic entrepreneur. That the sale of social media posts in order to sort of sell news is incredibly weird to me. It feels like it's not journalism, and I don't hugely like that, but that's sort of what you come to expect sometimes when it comes to the internet, which is a little bit of a shame, but that's fine. Balogun got the red card fouling him, did he? Oh, fantastic. I mean, in that case, Brandy might not like him too much, but that's okay. I was trying to be kind saying Stuart, don't be kind. It's fine. We have We have a chat full of people that understand that when we're being incredibly mean to people, it's well-intentioned meanness. It's rude with a form of banter to it, which is part of the fun, you know? That's also not wrong, Rich, but yeah, pretty much on point. Client journalist, that's the way we should put it. He's a client journalist. Got the Red against the Swiss. I'm very confused now. My brain hurts. Yeah, I think yes. Anyway, but I don't have too long of stream to go because I'm gonna throw you all over to Leeds Lens because I need to go and do some parenting and getting ready for 7-a-side later, which is going to be incredibly difficult. But if anyone's got any questions or anything about what's going on, throw some. Oh, I was going 35 million in terms of pounds, not euros. But if anyone's got any questions or anything, throw them in our general direction. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Charles should be down by Wednesday, apparently. That's very interesting. I'll keep an eye on that one. As always, by the way, as Danny has been kind enough to do repeatedly, if anyone spots any news or anything on Twitter or the like, throw it in my general direction, and I would massively appreciate it and be able to sort of go on with things. Interesting fact, Joel Pirro has been seen on the Arrival to Training video, which is odd because I didn't expect to see him this season. But what do we think about John Stones? I think John Stones is driving up his own value by being too good at the World Cup. Being able to effectively silence Erling Haaland makes it harder for us to sign him on a free. What Leeds transfer budget with Leeds putting around 60-65 million on 2 players. I don't know if we have put 60-65 on 2 players, but we've also dealt with Harry Wilson for free. Ahead of time, we were looking at probably 120 million, which could increase dependent on sales. It's not a half-final, it's a semi-final. It's been established for many, many years that it is a semi-final. Get it together. Yeah, it'll be about the same as last season. According to the budgeting documents that were released in the middle of last season, last season's budget was about 100. This season would be about 120. Next season would be about 80. But then we could sell more players and we could structure deals in interesting ways. And I genuinely think that as much as some people are looking at various positions and going, oh, that's a little bit of a potential waste of money. I don't like it very. No, not demi-final either. Come on. As much as a few people are kind of like, well, we better not spend our money in X, Y, or Z places. At the end of the day, we know we're good at finding bargains, so I think we'll fill out all of the roles that we need without any particular concerns, which is fine, to be honest. I don't mind it too much. Anyway, I am going to bring this one to a... Not Hells Yet, and not Hemi-final. No, that's for spheres, and finals are not round. So, I'm going to bring the stream to a close. If you enjoyed, please pop a like on it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Become a channel member. All the fun stuff that I'm just going to talk about. Also, forgot to say, Newcastle, currently in the race for Shea Charles. Not Shea Charles, the other guy, Zion Suzuki. There's so many players. When we do the raid, we're going to go over with this message. Well, look who fixed his settings. And we're going to spam that away in the Leeds Lenses chat because that seems like it's fun to me. Anyway, I'm going to bring that to a close now. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff that you have to say because otherwise people don't do the things, which is sad, but that's okay. See you later. Toodaloo. And stick around because we're going to go and harass the Leeds Land in a bit.